What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the channel. This is going to be a quick rant on the paths to victory for Jon Jones and Ciryl Gane. What do these guys have to do to win in their upcoming bout this weekend coming up? What an exciting fight. I mean, Jon Jones is coming back after, I think, like 3 years. He's one of the GOATs in that conversation. He's had an incredible career thus far, and now he's reinvented himself at heavyweight. He's taken a long time to step into that heavyweight frame, get into a heavyweight bout. I think he wanted to take the time to put on the proper muscle and size. And to be honest, I thought Jon Jones would look a little bit bigger. I don't know how he's going to look on fight night, but I still would think that Ciryl Gane has more lean muscle mass. Like, Ciryl Gane to me is more of a true heavyweight, but muscles don't always win fights. And Jon Jones will not be lacking in the strength department, period. The guy's a freak. I mean, there's stories and stories of him being ridiculously strong. You can find him out there, him manhandling heavyweights in training. And training's training, of course. But let's get into this real quick. All right, let's start with Jon Jones. If Jon Jones comes into this match underestimating Ciryl Gane's stand-up and skill, specifically on the feet, he's going to have a lot of problems. I don't think there's ever been a heavyweight that has looked like Ciryl Gane, that has Ciryl Gane's skill, his speed, agility, mobility, technical ability, diversity on the feet. He's a freaking giant heavyweight that moves like a welter. It's like essentially you have a giant Wonder Boy, 250-pound Wonder Boy bouncing around, piecing you up. I don't think Jon Jones is better on the feet. I think what made Jon Jones a very formidable striker at light heavyweight was his creativity, his diversity on the feet, his willingness to take chances, his physical attributes, what he had over his opponents, that ridiculous reach. But some of those physical attributes are going to be negated against Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane is basically just as big, very similar frame. Not muscle-wise, but I'm talking about just general size. And we've seen Jones struggle with guys close to his size. Reyes, Gustafsson, not struggling in the grappling department so much, in the striking. So 100% without a doubt, if Jon Jones just wants to kickbox with Ciryl Gane, I don't see that going well for him. But what would make Jon Jones more effective on the feet is if he lands a takedown, especially early, because that's going to put it in Ciryl Gane's mind, hey, this guy could take me down and hold me down possibly. If Ciryl Gane is on the mat, he's going to be vulnerable. The same way I give the edge in stand-up to Ciryl Gane, I give the edge in grappling, actually more than an edge, I give the advantage in grappling to Jon Jones. Ciryl Gane's tricky, he has submissions, he's constantly improving on the ground. Jon definitely can't sleep on him because with a big strong guy like Ciryl Gane, if he locks up on a limb, we saw Vitor Belfort do it, he almost broke Jon Jones's arm. And if you break a guy's limb, I mean, you win the fight. So if Ciryl Gane latches onto something and just like brutes a submission, he could beat Jon Jones. It's not impossible. Heavyweight's a different thing. These guys are super strong. It wouldn't be Jon Jones quitting or tapping out. It'll be his body giving out, having his freaking ankle or knee snap like from a heel hook. So that's something to look out for. But Jon Jones has such great positioning and like situational awareness on the ground, grappling wise. I don't see Ciryl Gane tapping him out. I think Jon will keep himself safe. And if he wants to take the fight to the ground and he gets Ciryl there, I see Jon just sitting in Cyryl's guard, dropping elbows on his face. And I'm not sure if Ciryl Gane's going to be able to get up, but Jon has to get the fight to the mat. I know Francis took him down, he brooded him down, but that's that fight. That's Francis Ngannou, who's freakishly strong. I'm not sure if Jon's going to have such an easy time taking Ciryl down. I think he may surprise people with his takedown defense. I may be wrong, but massive advantage in grappling to Jon Jones. Pretty big advantage for Ciryl Gane's standing. So if Jon's ego comes into play, I mean, I just don't see him beating Ciryl Gane in a kickboxing match with 4-ounce gloves. Don't see it happening. I think Jon will get pieced up, picked apart. Ciryl Gane is way too elusive, way too slick. too technical. That's his world. But if John mixes it up, makes a statement, gives Ciryl Gane something to think about early, gets a takedown, that's going to change so much, even standing. And I always bring this up because it's just the truth. Guys like Khabib got the better of the stand-up because of the threat of the takedown. It really throws a striker off. You're not confident. You don't open up when you're worried about a takedown. It just completely changes your stand-up game. Maybe Ciryl Gane takes a page out of Volkanovski's book. I mean, Volk said that he wasn't going to be afraid to open up. He's just going to go for it because he recognized the mistake of strikers. And Volk was confident enough in his takedown defense in wrestling because he worked on it so much. He's like, screw it, I'm going to go for it. I'm just going to open up on the feet and I'm confident I can stuff a takedown or get back up to my feet. Does Ciryl Gane have that confidence? Not sure. But if he does, it's going to help him. But it can't be like hollow confidence. He has to have the ability to stuff takedowns or get back up to his feet. Because if he opens up too much, John will take him down. There's a lot of factors in this fight. I mean, it's really tough to say how it's going to play out. We don't know how Jon Jones is going to take those heavyweight strikes. We don't know how John's cardio is going to be with all that extra weight on him on fight night. We don't know if Ciryl Gane's going to be stronger than him. I mean, strength plays a factor. We could say with a certain amount of certainty that Jon Jones is going to be better in the wrestling and grappling, and Ciryl Gane's going to be better in the striking. But if John fights like a mixed martial artist, I think he's going to take this fight. If his ego comes into play and he wants to stand and kickbox with Ciryl Gane, in some ways he may actually beat himself. I don't think he's winning that kickboxing match with Ciryl Gane. Ciryl better hope and pray that John decides to just strike with him to prove a point, because it's going to really benefit him in this fight. So in simple terms, path to victory again, John has to fight like a complete mixed martial artist. What he is. He can do it all. If he fights that way to the best of his ability, mixes things up, gives Ciryl something to think about as far as the grappling, wrestling, and takedowns, I see John taking this fight. If ego comes into play and this fight mostly stays on the feet, I then have Ciryl Gane taking this fight. If Ciryl Gane could somehow stuff the takedowns or get back up to his feet, I also have Ciryl Gane taking the fight because he'll be the one making it into a kickboxing fight with 4-ounce gloves, not John deciding. Ciryl keeping it on the feet. I'm not sure if he can do that. I think it's a close fight with like many variables. I'm not sure if anybody could give a definitive answer or make like a solid pick. Maybe some people can. I got this one 55-45 based on all the X factors. I mean, another one is like Jon Jones being out for 3 years. That's a chunk of time. I already did a breakdown for this fight a bit back, and I'm pretty sure I picked Ciryl Gane to win. I'm going to stick with my pick. Yup, I know guys, I'm doubting the GOAT, but I'm going to say like 55-45 Ciryl Gane. I just have a funny feeling he's going to be a lot tougher to beat than what many people think. And if I'm completely off, I will get on here and say, damn, John is an absolute monster. I should have never doubted that, man. That's if he crushes Ciryl Gane. I mean, I think at minimum is going to be a competitive, great fight. So real quick, Ciryl Gane has to circle, keep his back off the cage. He can't clinch with John. John, if I'm not mistaken, has a Greco-Roman background. A lot of upper body control. He's a master in the clinch. That's what he's going to try to work on if things get dicey on the feet. He's going to try to close the distance, utilize elbows up close, work the clinch. Maybe go for like a trip takedown, upper body throw in the clinch. Also, he can push Ciryl Gane up against the cage, sap his energy, dirty box. John is very good at that, a la Randy Couture. And he will break Ciryl Gane down. He will wear on him. Ciryl Gane can't get his back against the cage. And he really should not clinch with John, even though he got great elbows himself. Circle, keep that movement going. Low kicks, work on John's legs. John's legs look like a point of attack, like a weakness. Front push kicks. That jab is going to be effective. Can Ciryl Gane do that a whole fight? Circle, avoid John grabbing hold of him? Not sure. That's what he's going to have to do, because he will win that striking battle. And Jon Jones, I mean, the reverse, I just said it. Jon likes to throw those oblique kicks, target Ciryl Gane's knees, his legs. That's going to slow him down. That's going to slow his movement down. Cut Ciryl Gane off, which again is going to cut his movement off. Corner him against that cage. I think Jon's going to dominate in the clinch. Beat Ciryl Gane up against that cage. Uppercuts, short hooks, elbows. You can work your takedowns against the cage. I think Jon will be effective there. Obviously have a great advantage on the ground. And once again, just be a complete mixed martial artist. I think if Jon does that, he's going to do very well. But I'm excited for this fight, guys. Sticking with my pick. 55-45, super close fight. I'm going with Ciryl Gane with the upset. He's probably going to be the underdog. I'm not sure. You guys let me know in the comment section. Who do you think takes this fight? Do you think Jon makes it look easy? Do you think Ciryl Gane annihilates Jon? Wake up call for Jon Jones at heavyweight. I want to read your comments. Also, like, what do you think these guys have to do to win? Thanks so much for watching the video, guys. These fights are always fun to talk about and discuss, debate on. If you enjoy the content, first time at the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. Like and share the video. That helps the channel grow. Guys, stay safe, take care. After the fight takes place, we'll come back and talk about it. Later, guys.